What is up, everybody? I am your host, Patrick Graham. This is the Say It Out Loud Sports Podcast, episode 78. Today we have a special guest interview, middleweight from the UFC, Phillip Hawes. So we're going to get that interview started in a minute, and then stick around after the interview. Me and Bob are going to give out some UFC 261 picks, talk about the Jake Paul, Ben Askren fight, and a little bit more. So enjoy the interview, and let's get into it. Phillip Hawes, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, brother? Nothing you?
Good. How are you?
I'm always good. You?
Good, man. Thanks for coming on, taking the time out.
Yeah, man. It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
No problem. All right, before we get into, your journey to the UFC and your upcoming fight that just got announced, that's exciting news.
Yeah, always is. I was excited to compete,
Yeah. So I got to ask you this, though. So I've read multiple things from various fighters about how they don't tune into other events and sports, and they kind of focus on their team or their camp. But do you watch all the other fights that are going on?
What do you mean, like other events, or like Logan Paul yesterday, or what type of fights are you talking about?
That was what I was getting at, because obviously we got the circus that was last night. Did you happen to tune into that fight?
Yeah, of course I had to. I had chips riding on Askren.
Yeah. Did you think he took a dive, or are you kind of staying out of that aspect of it?
No, I don't think he took a dive. It looked like he got rocked pretty bad. No, definitely not a dive. No way. What do you think?
Oh no, I don't think so. My co-host, which we're gonna get to later, he's on the side of the dive because he despises Jake Paul. But I think he got hit and he went down. Man, it was a good, like you said, a good solid hit.
Yeah, that hit looked like he rocked him pretty bad. Even the way he fell, if you're gonna take a dive, the way he fell looked pretty bad too.
Exactly. So anyway, yeah, I had to bring that up. Obviously, that was a big circus act of the weekend. But anyway, so yeah, I know you got a solid wrestling background. You're a JUCO national champion, competing at Iowa State, got you in the sport. But what was the moment or point, like, during that you decided that punching people in the face and getting punched in the face you were going to do for a living?
Yeah, I can't sing or dance, and I don't want to get a real job, so I just decided to start fighting, But seriously, I don't know. After I got into MMA through a buddy in college, and I just, it's just different from me as a person, being super aggressive and just being different as my nature. So I just fell in love with it. I've never been in a street fight or anything like that. So just the unfamiliarity of it was just super intriguing to me. So yeah, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Chicken ticket.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. What you said, you never been in a street fight, even in like high school or junior high, even?
Yeah, never. Yeah, no, never. And I've always been the cool kid everyone liked. So no, I never needed to. So yeah.
There you go. All right, so you go to college, you make your MMA debut in 2014. You jump off to a 4-0 start, 4 straight finishes, kind of moving from organization. You've been in a bunch of organizations, I saw, and then you end up taking a loss in the 5th fight, and then you get onto Dana White's Contender Series, and you go down. So your record's 4-2 now. What's your mindset moving forward? How do you bounce back from that? And was there ever a point where you considered, like, maybe I should do something else, or like the doubt? Did any doubt creep into your mind?
Yeah, of course. You go from riding high at 4-0, go to the next big thing, training with guys like John Jones, everyone around you who knows you, like saying you're going to be the man, you're this, you're that. Then you lose 2 fights in a row, and it doesn't say in between those fights. It was like I was inactive for like a year or so. It wasn't like I was like, being active. It was unactive, not fighting. And on the lower levels of MMA, you don't make great money, so
right.
You're working at doing security and telling people you're going to be an MMA fighter, and everyone's like, you should probably use that degree you got. But you stay true to your plan, just stay true to people around you, and trust in God, and hopefully everything works out. And I feel like it was inevitable being where I'm at right now. So, but yeah, of course, doubt creeps in. That's what makes dreams when you accomplish them more, how do you say, more valuable, because if every dream was a 100% guarantee, like they wouldn't be as astounding as they seem when you accomplish them, So, yeah, of course there was doubt, but of course there was there was also belief in myself and my skills.
Right, 100%. You mentioned security. I saw an interview. I was, doing my research. I saw you were a bouncer, right? A security guard at a club.
Yeah, I've been bouncing since I was 18. So yeah, I first started in Iowa Central at this bar called Brickyard. Then I went to New Mexico, bounced there, at like a strip club, and then I went to New Jersey and I bounced there. Cause a job like that, it's usually night, so I like to train a lot. Even coming up in the sport, it wasn't like a one practice a day type of guy. I like to train as much as possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, that helps with my schedule. So if I'll train all day, and then I don't have to be at work until 9 to 3 a.m. And yeah, so it works out. That nightlife security helps a lot, I think, for me. Anyway.
Right. All right. So you get your mindset right. You bounce back. You get through a second time to the Contender Series, and you get that viral KO. And then in your debut, you get another one versus Jacob Malkoun in 18 seconds. You couldn't really script that fight much better than that.
Yeah, I mean, you could have made it a 1 sec actually through a jabber. You know what I mean? Through a feint, and he just fell down. But yeah, 18 seconds ain't bad.
All right, so then you go on your last fight. You had a tough one, Nasruddin Imavov, in February of just 2 months ago, February of this year, and it went a full 3 rounds, and that's the first time I think that you went to decision, right?
Yeah. So after my that's the first time I ever went to a decision in MMA bout, but after my that KO loss I had, I went to Thailand and I stayed in Thailand for a few months, just sharpening my skills, and I had a decision win in a Thai boxing fight on one of the biggest stadiums in Thailand, and so I knew I had not that they do was 3 minutes, so it was like 9 minutes. So I knew I could make at least 9 minutes. So I knew going into that third round, like, okay, I still got some gas in the tank. I've kind of been here before.
Okay, yeah, I remember watching that fight, and I know that was like the doubters were saying, the people that do all the professional analyzing and all that were saying they didn't know, because all your fights, I was looking, they're all first and second round, so I didn't know about the Thailand thing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so just that vision quest thing, just trying to figure it all out and trying to piece it together, trying to become a champion, and I think I'm on my way to do it.
Yeah, so 11 fights, 11 KOs, 11 finishes, or whatever. Was that win though in the UFC as going to the decision? Was that personally satisfying more by proving some of those doubters wrong?
Yeah, I would say more so proving myself and my team right than proving those guys wrong.
Okay.
But a lot of people, I mean, of course, you never seen it, so why would you believe it? That someone can go 3 rounds, that never done it, in the past, and they looked like shaky in the one fight they did have. But yeah, we're here now, and now I know for sure I can go 3 rounds and looking to go 25 for a championship bout. So yeah, it felt good to go 3 rounds and really let everything out.
All right, now let's get to, so recently, in between the time I talked to you last and now, the Kyle Dawkins is your next opponent on May 8th, a couple weeks from now. You just fought, like I said, February. Do you feel any pressure going into this one? Assuming a win gets you, in the top 15 in the rankings, because I know that's the ultimate goal is to get you up and get you that strap.
Honestly, I don't know. I put so much pressure on myself internally. I really don't worry about the external things like that, like rankings and stuff. All I'm looking for is to be a world champion, and so that's the goal. Like beating this guy. I mean, that's just part of the process. Getting the world champion, getting the world titles, getting the ranking. That's all external. Like things that happens when you do what you're supposed to do. So I expect to win and I expect to dominate and becoming top 15 in the world. That's just a given.
Right. Yeah, I was looking at some of the potential matchups because they got it's frustrating as a fan sometimes because you see these guys, like yourself, this Dawkins kid's 10-1, I believe. And it's a lot recently is more about like the trash talk, the Conor McGregor's, Jake Paul's out there, causing scenes, and they want those fights. Jorge Masvidal. And you're kind of, you don't talk a lot of trash really, in the media. Does that frustrate you at all? Like, do you have to like, I know your head down goal at the end, but like, does it ever tempt you to want to talk some trash and call someone out?
Yes and no. Of course, I mean, I see what they're doing, talking trash, that gets a lot of traction, puts asses in seats, and I understand the business aspect because at the end of the day, UFC is a business, you know what I mean? I know it's promotion, but it's entertainment business and you got to promote yourself a certain way. So I'm trying to get better at it, trying to do some things, bring some more asses in seats, but trash talking, I like to respect my opponent. I like to go in there, like the warrior way and just have fun out there. So, but I mean, I talked to a man to try to figure some things out. I think the way I approach it is the Mike Tyson way. Mike Tyson had to talk too much trash. He just knocked people out and people tuned in. So that's the pressure I put on myself to compete well enough that people won't need to hear me talk trash. They just know when Phil Hawes is on the table. When Phil Hawes is on the screen, you got to pay attention and I want to tune in.
That's right, May 8th. I can't wait for that. And it's like I said, I know you don't want to look past Kyle, so I did a little matchmaking for you. And I think a guy like, I know he just fought last night, Kelvin Gastelum. He's a name coming off a loss. I don't know if they matchmake it like that, but I don't know. Maybe once you get past this May 8th fight, maybe get on that Conor McGregor card and fight Kelvin Gastelum. Just throwing that out there. You don't have to respond to that, but that was what I looked at.
I mean, I think we're thinking too small. Let's get Izzy right now. I mean, let's not think small. Let's do it.
Oh, I'd be all in for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. All right, let's get into. I'm going to get some. If you don't mind, are you cool picking some winners from this 261 card? Who you think? Is
that the Jorge Masvidal one?
Yeah. So I was going to feed you Uriah Hall and Chris Weidman since they're in your. They're ranked 9th and 11th in your division. You have any?
Yeah. So for that one, I see Weidman. I see Weidman getting it again. Okay. I think so. Yeah. What do you think?
I'm going Hall. I feel like Weidman's on a struggle. He's on a struggle bus. He's been knocked out 5 of the last 7 fights he's been in, and Hall.
But he won his last one, didn't he, or no?
He won his last. Yeah, he could maybe string it together, but out of his last 7, so we'll see. That one's going to be. Yeah. It's a dead pick'em fight in the odds, so it's you can't be wrong. I feel like it's going to be it should be a decent fight.
Yeah, that's true. I see Weidman putting some pressure on him and seeing what happens. But yeah, Uriah Hall's been on the tear. Hall. He's been doing really well.
All right, then we got Anthony Smith and Jimmy Crude on the card. That should be a good one. What do you think about the girls' fights? Rose Namajunas and Wei Lee.
Man, Wei Lee is freaking a monster, huh?
Yeah,
that girl's a beast. The Thug Rose, you can't count her out.
Right, that Wei Lee and Joanna fight last year, that was the fight. That might have been the best fight I've ever seen. I didn't know who won. Yeah, because it could have been. It was nuts. I remember watching it for 5 rounds with my mouth on the floor.
Yeah, that was a wild one. Technique wise and everything, man, they're just top notch. They're both top notch athletes and competitors.
Then you got Shevchenko and Andrade should be a good one. I actually think Andrade might take that. Shevchenko's.
No, see. I was thinking that. What were you saying? Continue.
So Shevchenko, man, I haven't really seen her get hit. I know, she's fighting the best fighters in the world at UFC, but I feel like Andrade hits harder than anything she's ever. So, I mean, obviously Shevchenko's, you got to get to her first, but I think if Andrade can start landing some shots, I think it'll test Shevchenko. And at 3-1, I'm like, might be taking a little flyer on Andrade there.
See, I was thinking that, but doesn't she have a similar style to Maya?
A little bit, but I feel Andrade has shown more striking, in my opinion. Well, at least what I've seen. I just became a fan. I haven't seen all their fights, but I feel like Andrade hits a little bit harder, and has been fought she's fought Rose. She was a champion. I mean, she slammed Rose on her head that one time, and then she's fought some tough, but she's moving up, I believe. From
Andrade's moving up.
Yeah, because she was the champ at strawweight or flyweight. I get those two mixed up, but I think she's moving up because She lost the belt to Wei Li.
Yeah.
Now she's up, so it'll be a fun fight though.
Ooh, I didn't know she moved up on this. I don't know. It's gonna be tough. I think I see Shevchenko just putting the beating on her now that she moved up now, because I feel like she's just gonna dance around her, move around. She has good movement, good kickboxing. And I feel like Andrade gets a little stuck in the mud sometimes,
Yeah. All right, and then the last one, obviously the main event, Jorge Masvidal versus your boy Kamaru Usman, right?
Yeah, man. I feel like Usman doesn't get the credit he deserves. He is an animal. You know what I mean? I know to the untrained eye or the common eye, entertainment wise, he might not look the best, but I mean, what he does to push some guys against the cage and just drown them for 25 minutes, that's not easy. That's not an easy task.
Yeah, no. My first live UFC event was actually Usman versus Woodley in Vegas. And I remember watching it, and it was a good card. But yeah, I agree with you. I think in my opinion, I think Usman's the best welterweight I've ever seen. And it's just like you said, he smothers him for 25 minutes, and the people he's beaten are gnarly. Colby Covington's a monster. That fight was one of the best I've seen. Even going back, you got RDA, Leon Edwards. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can go on for a while, but I agree with you. He's a monster. I got Usman in that one. I'm probably going to bet Masvidal because I feel like the odds are a little skewed, and then be happy either way because I like Usman. I think he does get it done, but I wouldn't be if he's able to, like when Burns hit Usman last fight and he kind of dropped him. Yeah, I feel like if Masvidal was able to land something like that, he's not going to make the mistake of trying to, he'll jump in there and try to finish it. But Usman's 18-1 for a reason, so we'll see.
Yeah, but Masvidal's no slacker either. He's good. Great hands. He's been in the game forever. So, yeah.
All right. Let's get into, I got a couple more things. What was I going to say? Okay. Well, I know you're all in on fighting right now. Do you have any plans? Do you have any plans with after fighting's over? What are your hobbies? Do you have any sport or interest, any goals?
Yeah,
after?
Of course. So I want to really start a foundation for inner city kids, like a Section 8 type of thing. Cause that's where I grew up in, like a type of, affordable housing complex. So like it was for me, sorry, going to tangent, but for me, when I was younger, I grew up in like a predominantly like white, nice suburban neighborhood. And it was through Section 8 housing. And, at the time I didn't know, it was, low income housing. I just knew like everyone had a lot more money than we did. And but seeing how other people were living really opened my eyes and opened doors for me. Well, necessarily just mostly my eyes, and knowing that there's great things out there to accomplish, and being able to see that helped me go on this journey and try to accomplish these things, as opposed to being just stuck in the inner city and not being able to see these types of things and seeing everyone around me struggling. Really played a key role into my development. So I want to definitely start a foundation or something, get that going. Real estate, I like the stock market, things like that, things to make money outside of fighting.
Yeah, the stock market's insane right now. This whole Dogecoin and coin this and coin that.
Moves up 600 points or something, or crazy, 600%.
Yeah, no,
I don't know. I don't really mess around with cryptocurrency too much. Why do you?
I'm trying to pay attention to it, but I haven't dove in yet. So I don't know. Yeah. I might need to. I always miss the first wave, and then I'm all hesitant to jump in. So
yeah, I hear you. I just stick with the long-term investment, like SP 500. Just blue chip companies, like blue chip stocks like Coca-Cola and Microsoft. I try to do a little day. Tesla. Tesla was a little too volatile for me, and right now, because it'd go up like $30 and down $50, and then I was like, I don't really want to play that game, and it didn't have really growth, like it didn't have play dividends. You know what I mean? Right. That was more for me. That was more of a growth stock. So I was like, I'll probably get back into it, but I didn't want to. I tried to do a little day trading, but the time, like, man, you got to be on it to do that. And with fighting, it just wasn't. I couldn't be all in.
Yeah, you got to be all in the fighting right now. Get you that belt, get you that platform, and then start your foundation and get that going.
Exactly.
That sounds awesome. Yeah. All right. How did you? How did you get what's the nickname about Megatron? You just kind of something that you got early on, or?
No, it was like so my buddy John Hamm at Jackson's. There was a time where, like, you ever heard of honey badger?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how they're super playful and nice, but like they're super dangerous or something like that. You know how, like, the story of them, or
Yeah. That's like I know Tyrann Mathieu's nickname's honey badger, and that's where I heard the story about how they're all, like you said, just super hyper aggressive.
Yeah. So he came with the honey badger, and then I was like, dude, you're not calling me the honey badger. And then we kept playing, you know what I mean? And then we eventually got the transformer, because like I transform into, from being super cool, super fun. And then like, because I practiced when they were joking around, playing, laughing. And then like they were like, we were sparring that day, and I was just trying to knock them out, So just transforming myself in that cage, being someone different than the guy talking to you right now. So yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I'm glad you told him no on the honey badger. I don't like that. It fits Tyrann Mathieu, I guess, kind of. But as a cage fighter, it kind of sounds a little.
Yeah, a little suspect, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
All right. What's the No Hype Tour? I know it's a hashtag No Hype Tour. It's kind of your thing. And then I also heard somewhere you have your own personal hype man. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I got to do. He's my friend though. Yeah, but so the No Hype Tour. So after the Contender Series loss, I rewatched the film when there was a guy in the crowd. He was like something about, hype train. So then, like I said, that's when I went on that journey, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna show this guy no hype. I don't know who the guy was in the crowd, but I'm gonna show this guy no hype. And then, like a singer or a performer or any type of performers, these people go on tour. They go around the world or around their state or country, and they go here, and it's considered the tour. But MMA fighters, we just get a fight. So in my mindset, being, I guess you could call it the narcissistic Kanye in me. Like I'm gonna call this a tour. I'm gonna just go around the world just whooping people's asses. You know what I mean? So from there, I went to India, whooped some ass. Went to Thailand, whooped some ass. Went to Slovenia, whooped some ass. Madison Square Garden, whooped some ass. Las Vegas, whooped some ass. So just me touring around the world, just showing everyone that it's not hype, it's real, and I'm just whooping ass. So that's No Hype Tour.
So that's crazy. So you got it from a guy in the crowd talking trash to you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was trying to find the origins from that, but I couldn't find it. That's
yeah.
Sweet.
Maybe I should make a post about that. Like try to explain what the No Hype Tour is. So just me just whooping ass and calling it a tour.
Speaking of the whooping ass in Vegas, do you have the location for the fight night card? Do you guys know that?
I think I'm pretty sure it's Vegas.
Is it okay?
I don't know. I think yeah.
Okay. Oh, they probably won't have tickets yet for that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because I know obviously the Connor card. We're trying to go to that one, but okay, cool. Yeah. All right, last thing I got to bring up before I let you out of here, the Show Me Something Fridays. If the listeners right now go on his Instagram it's at Phil Hawes, just your name, right? At Phil Hawes?
Yeah, just my name. Nothing creative, just Phillip Hawes. Yeah.
All right, so I stumbled across this. It's called Show Me Something Fridays, or the Show Me Something series. Your most recent one is Michael Chandler showing a suplex. You had a guy playing pool, guy showing you how to use chopsticks. And there's one I saw, I don't know where it went because I was trying to look for it today, but some person was playing with bees.
Oh, it's Ong Lao, the one champion. Was he heavyweight champion? He was middle, and yeah, Ong Lao. He's my teammate, good guy. He's actually my landlord, but yeah, he's a good guy.
All right. So yeah, I don't mess with bees, but yeah, what started that whole thing? And do I even want to know? You don't have to say it, but what's the crazy? Because we can submit videos to you, right? Anybody can. So what's the craziest video you've gotten? I'm sure you got some wild ones.
Yeah, we'll keep it PG. I mean, I'm not throwing it out there, but yeah, PG stuff. So the Show Me Something Fridays, it happens like, man, I just love learning, and I love listening to people. If we have a 60-minute conversation, that's outside of an interview, I guarantee I'm going to spend 50 minutes just listening to you talk, because I just love learning, and I love listening to people, and I love discovering things. So that's just a way for me to learn, keep myself as a white belt in life, just always trying to trying to learn from people, and also giving people a platform. I got 30,000 followers, so if say you send me something, you may get a couple, you maybe get a couple hundred or something, a platform to show people your skills, and I just keep planning on blowing up, and my followers are going to keep growing. So like eventually, we're going to get up there, and you'll have 1 million people watching you do whatever you want to do, perform or whatever. So it's just me trying to help people reach to other people, show their skills and talents, and not make it all about me all the time. Like I know I love me some me, but I also love other people, and I want to show the world how great other people are too. So that's what that is.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Like you said, you build your platform and then use it for good, which it sounds like you're a very giving individual, and it shows right through. So,
man, thank you, brother.
All right, man. I think that final plug. And you got any sponsors you want to give a shout out? Any social media pages? Follow teammate shout outs that I know your teammate Chandler's got a fight coming up. Anybody? The floor is yours.
Yeah, of course. Chandler's got a fight coming up. I want to appreciate the guys at PerformX. Works with Spartan Race right now. That should be big. Hopefully get a sponsorship from them. So, just my team at Sanford. Just feeling blessed, and I'm grateful just to be able to talk to you guys. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming on. Real pleasure to have you. I'll shoot you a message and send you out a hat from our podcast. But
yeah, that'd be dope. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll be sick.
For all you listeners, make sure to tune in May 8th and check out our guy Phillip Hawes and his quest to get on the top 15 and eventually climbing up the ranks, getting that middleweight division strap. Like I said, thanks for having on, and I'll talk to you soon. Appreciate it.
Hey, sounds good. Thank you, brother.
All right, man. All right, well, that's that. Shout out Phillip Hawes again, May 8th, Kyle Dacus. But me and Bob's in the house now. What's going on, Bob?
Not much. What's going on?
And get some picks on we're going to give you our picks on UFC 261. We got to talk about Jake Paul and Ben Askren fight. First, I got to talk about Manscaped, though. Manscaped is great. I got a call from a listener the other day asking about the Lawnmower 3.0, and it really is that good. No cap. I 100% confirmed with them. I'm not blowing smoke. This thing's legit. Don't wait. Go to manscaped.com. Use promo code OTBN. You get 20% off and free shipping. That is code OTBN for 20% off and free shipping. Go get yours today. Off the Ball Network. Support all the podcasts, us and all them with that code. So anyway, let's get into this past weekend. First of all, we got to talk about the event as a whole was absolutely preposterous.
It was horrendous.
Probably the worst. I'm into the circus acts and all the fiasco and
It was a sideshow more than it was an event.
And it was a concert.
That's what it was. It was a concert with a couple fights thrown in.
The only fight that was even the main event wasn't entertaining. It was entertaining for me because I was rooting for Jake Paul because I think he's actually a good boxer. I know it sounds crazy. Or good, decent. He's improving. He's a good showman. He's kind of like, it's not to the level of McGregor, but it's getting to the point where it's like, I think you want to tune in to either see him get knocked out or you're rooting for him. There's no in between.
He's on the right path because you can't just be one of those guys that people like.
He's
you
a marketing
have to be
genius.
Hated or you have to be loved.
He's a marketing genius.
It's the only way to blow up.
This fool had a robot out there. That was a sick robot, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Triller paid for it.
It was still a cool robot.
I think it's a fixed ordeal.
No. All right.
Ben Askren went down.
No, going back to this whole event as a whole, it was absolutely terrible. Pete Davidson, we'll get to him in a second.
Oh, that guy, dude.
All the hoopla before every fight. The slap boxing, that was mental. Almost said the R word.
Yeah.
No, that was pointless. What were we doing?
I don't know why were we watching that. It got so bad at one point I turned it off to watch Major League Baseball.
And that's
how
regular
you know how
season,
bad
it's like
regular
game
season
15.
baseball game on TV. I was watching that because the show was so bad.
Yeah, it was.
That's how bad it gets.
It was brutal.
Nobody watches baseball.
I just wanted to watch the fight.
There was a 2 hour and 40-minute break.
I like the commentary. Snoop's great.
He's great commentary.
Yeah,
but I mean,
Oscar De La Hoya.
Oh, he was hammered. He's checking back in rehab this week.
He was twisted.
He's in good shape though, huh?
I didn't see him. I just heard
shredded.
His nonsense. Remember, he was saying the craziest
He
stuff.
said he's coming back to fight, but he's hammered. But dude, he was shredded. He's in good shape. I didn't think he was in that good a shape. He was like 250 pounds 6 months ago.
Wait, you said he's coming back to fight?
Yeah, he claims he's coming back to fight.
He ain't fighting.
That's what he said.
He'll get. Well, did you hear his commentary was out of control? He was talking about blowing up the balloon.
Oh yeah.
Someone called Ben Askren a sack of
Potato, what do they call them?
Sack of sour cream or? Oh, I was losing my mind. The commentary is the best part all the way up until the
fight.
The fight. Pete Davidson out here stealing jokes. So
he stole our whole thing.
So
dude.
if you can get him, that's who you're fighting. You're not Jake Paul. Knock your block off.
No.
Yeah, stop.
No, he won't.
Okay.
I'm not Ben Askren, but I'm going to stand there in front of him and just eat a punch for free.
Agree to disagree, but you need to fight. That's who you should be calling out, Pete Davidson. If
I fight Pete Davidson, I catch a murder charge.
This dude, I mean, it's not. I don't care because it's a common joke. I guess I haven't heard it.
It wasn't common.
I haven't heard it anywhere else.
I didn't hear it a single time. We talked about it a month ago, and it's
April
on our merch store a month ago.
April 1st is when the sweater launched. Jake is asking for it.
Right.
Asking for it.
Right.
And
that was on our page a month ago.
And then he said, "Say it out loud." And I was
the
like,
next
"What?"
thing out of his next sentence out of his mouth was, "I can't believe I said that out loud."
And he prefaced it all by saying,
And he just
"I
stared at
wrote
the
this
camera.
joke. I wrote this joke for you."
He didn't write it.
That's what he said.
I know he said it.
I was dying.
Come on.
But
dude.
yeah, so Pete Davidson versus Bobby Deskin.
Respond to my Instagram.
2021, August 19th. That'll be my birthday. So we'll do it on that day.
We should sue him too.
Get the contract. Can't sue him.
Joe West his ass.
Joe West is ass. All right, Jake beating Askren though was easy money. I made $300 on that.
It's a fixed fight.
I knew you were going to say that.
It's a fixed fight.
No.
Ben Askren didn't even go out there and try. He didn't even do. He just stood there and ate the one punch. You know he can throw. He trained with Freddie Roach. I guarantee the first thing Freddie Roach was like, this kid can throw a jab and a right cross. So you're not going to get hit with that right cross, and you got an easy day going ahead. He walks out, puts his feet in cement in the middle of the ring, and just eats a right cross. It was a fixed fight. They paid him $500 million to come out and get beat up.
$500K.
500 or 500,000 to come out and get beat up.
I just don't think he really took it that serious. I don't think he just was like, I'm going to go out there and lose on purpose.
I think he did.
He paid him like Jake Paul.
I think they probably offered him like $200K, and Ben was like, "Give me $500,000, I'll go down."
One of us is right, one of us is wrong. I tend to think Ben Askren just got his ass kicked, but yeah, I don't think it was a fixed fight. I think he didn't take it serious, and I think that's why Jake Paul got emotional. Everybody's ripping him.
Emotional. The dude acted like he just won the NBA Finals after his dad died in the locker room. He's crying. He said, "Who am I going to retire next? Who are you planning on fighting? Another 65-year-old retired MMA fighter, bro? I thought you were a boxer."
He's about the money, dude. He's getting the money.
Oh,
If anybody says they wouldn't do the same thing,
if it's about the money, and Canelo offered him $1 million to fight, he doesn't.
Why would he fight Canelo for $1 million when he can fight?
He didn't even make $1 million. He made $690. That's the most he's ever made, and he's fighting Canelo. He won't take it because he can't box.
He's got to get more.
If you offered him more money than he's ever made in any match against a boxer, 100% he declines it.
Yeah, but if it's
because he doesn't want to box,
we'll see. I don't know. I know you're on the side that hates Jake Paul. I don't really not. I don't like. I'm on the fence, but I didn't like this event though. They just need to have us. Just
Ben Askren should have done what everybody said. Just should have just shot a double leg.
So what? Put him in the chokehold.
Yeah, put him in guillotine.
Did that GoFundMe ever get?
I don't know. I know it had some money in it.
Obviously now everybody's coming out of the woodworks. Tyron Woodley wants to box him. Dylan Dennis seems to make the most sense to me, even though it's another guy that can't. The money's it's all about the money. I mean, I would like to see a boxer, but who are you gonna?
Let's get Ryan Garcia in there,
dude. Okay, yeah, he's.
Let's get him in there.
Isn't he like a champion or no?
No, he's
just a regular guy.
He hasn't fought a huge fight yet. He wants Tank Davis, but now he's fighting somebody else.
So he wants Tank Davis, but you're gonna give him Jake Paul? No,
he already booked somebody else. But I mean, fight Ryan Garcia.
No, he's top level though.
Take $2 million, Jake Paul, to fight Ryan Garcia. You won't.
That's not gonna happen.
You won't take it.
He's got to build up to that level.
Oh, with retired MMA fighters and NBA players? No.
What about BJ Penn? He's out there beating up
a jiu-jitsu black belt. Now we're boxing jiu-jitsu black belts.
Why not? Because but obviously I'm talking what's
okay. Fight BJ Penn, but fight him in an octagon.
He's not going to MMA fight him.
Okay, then fight a boxer in a boxing ring.
So you want Woodley then?
No,
that wouldn't count either.
No, Woodley's a wrestler too. Woodley's got better hands than Ben Askren, but he's still a wrestler, not a boxer. Fight a boxer.
Just like a regular, but not Ryan Garcia.
Fight Andre Ward. He hasn't fought in 5-6 years. He's been retired. Bring him out of retirement. Fight Andre Ward.
There's those guys that boxed on like Joe Fournier or whatever. They were talking about that fight.
Fight Joe Calzaghe.
I don't know who that is.
He hasn't fought in like 5 years either. Old white guy.
Is he heavier or the same size?
He's about the same size.
Yeah. 6'4". I'd like to see a boxer. I just don't think it's going to happen.
He won't ever take one.
Ends
the hype.
Do you think one of those three are the next? Do you think it's like Dennis? Outside of a boxer.
I don't think there's even any thought from Jake Paul's team yet. I think they evaluate the situation and go, this is the best route for us to make money and not put any risk forward. Dylan Dennis is Ben Askren.
Yeah,
one's a wrestler, one's jiu-jitsu.
He's already trying to get money.
So
what would be crazy? How many fights does McGregor have left on his UFC deal?
I don't know. I think he has 3, but he renegotiates every fight.
He won't. Wonder if he loses to Poirier. Say he loses to Poirier in July. So then you got
Connor's never entertaining.
Floyd and Logan fighting, and then Connor and Jake fighting.
That can't be on the same card.
Or Connor and same. But do you know what I mean? That would be. I think he might be able to lure Connor into this.
I don't think
if Connor loses to Poirier.
I don't think Dana even entertains it. Dana won't disrespect the sport, I guess.
It would have to be. It wouldn't be a.
What happened to Adrian Broner? Wasn't one of them going to fight Adrian Broner?
They wouldn't. The athletic commission wouldn't license him.
Who, Broner?
Yeah, he was supposed to fight Frank Mir.
Broner's not licensed
in Georgia, where they had in Atlanta. They wouldn't license him for some reason. I didn't get.
Oh, he's got all those warrants.
But
that's why.
Is that?
That's a real thing.
All right.
He's got warrants all over.
All right. I think. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, but I think it'd be interesting. I'd watch Jake Paul and Conor McGregor. That'd be funny as shit.
That would be shorter than Ben Askren and Jake Paul.
Probably. All right, let's get into the UFC 261 this weekend. There's not much as far as prelims. I noticed Brendan Allen's fighting Carl Roberson. Right. That fight should be decent. I think I like Allen to get the win. Allen's 3-1 in the UFC, coming off. He came off a loss to Sean Strickland, but he has wins over Kevin Holland, Tom Breeze, and Kyle Dawkins.
Kyle Dawkins is one of the last ones. Yeah, he's the one fighting Phillip Hawes.
Yeah, in a couple weeks. And Dawkins is 10-1, and that's his only losses to Brendan Allen. Roberson's 9-3 overall. All 3 of his losses have come by submission, and Allen's 8 wins of his 14 wins are submission.
Yeah, he's a submission guy.
So I'm
not a good matchup for Carl.
No, I like Allen. He's minus 130. It's a pretty decent play, but I think if you do Allen by submission, it'll pay a little bit better. But you have any prelims that you were looking at?
Not really. None of the prelims really exciting.
You got the Oliveira.
Alex Lilly Cowboy or whatever, but he's fighting Randy Brown. There's just not much there. I don't think either get anything from it. They're not moving up in rankings or anything.
Yeah. I don't even know how much I'll watch of the prelims. I'll watch some, but
the main card's stacked.
The main card's money, 261, 3 title fights.
You got a former champ, and you got a title challenger in Anthony Smith.
Yeah, the first fight, Jimmy the Brute, or the first fight's Uriah Hall and Weidman, or is it Smith?
No, Crute and Smith.
All right, so you got Jimmy Crute, Anthony Lionheart Smith. Jimmy's 12-1, 4-1 in the UFC. All 4 wins have come inside the distance, which is pretty impressive. He has 5 wins by knockout, 4 by submission, 3 by decision. So he's pretty, multiple paths to victory. Smith has fought 50 times. He's 34-16. Has been around forever. Fought the best of the best. He's had his title shot against John Jones. He even fought a home intruder.
He lost that fight too.
Call it a draw, whatever. You got him out, but his last fight he won against Alexander Clark, but lost the previous 2 to Teixeira, and where his teeth were falling out of his head.
He said his teeth fell out,
and then he lost against Rakic in August. So I don't know. I like Crute. What's your take on this fight?
I think Crute finishes Anthony Smith probably second round. Anthony Smith has a problem with cardio too. We saw it in the Teixeira fight. He runs out of steam, and then he's
super tough. Like he's got to get it done.
Oh, he's one of the toughest guys out there, but he just takes a beating.
The thing I'll say is he's used to fighting 5-round fights. This one's only 3.
Yeah, that's true. I guess he can. His cardio might hold up there, but Jimmy Crute's good. Yeah,
Crute is good. He's minus 200. I'm taking Smith at plus 160. I just think I think the only way he can win is by submission. And I feel like Smith, his last 3 wins are all by submission. And I think Crute's aggressive. He's going to come forward, and I think Smith can catch him and get him in the right spot. I love betting underdogs, as you guys know, if you listen to this. I just think Smith, I wouldn't be shocked. So I'm going to roll with Smith.
Number 6 guy in the division, fighting the 13th guy, and the number 6 guy's a dog.
Yeah.
Well,
Smith, he's so up and down. He's 34-16.
You don't know what Smith you're getting,
right? If you get the ones that his teeth falling out of his head or whatnot. So I think plus 160. I think it's a good, a good pick. And then
second fight. This fight to me, the loser of this fight's getting cut.
Cut?
Yeah,
they're at 9-11, right?
Yeah,
both in the top 15.
But I think this fight is to see who's staying in to be the gatekeeper.
The loser of this fight is getting replaced by Phillip Hawes in the division top 15 on May
100%.
May 9th.
To me, the loser of this fight's probably done in the UFC. This will be the guy that stays at like 8 to 10 for the next couple of years. And if you want to get in the top 10, you got to beat him. And I think Chris Weidman will get the job done here.
Yeah, Hawes. I talked to Hawes earlier. He said he liked Weidman. I don't know. I like Hall.
Hall's on a 3-fight win streak.
He's won 3 in a row. His last fight he lost was Paulo Costa back in 2018.
Yeah, the Weidman's he's 2-2 in his last 4, but he's 2-7, 2-5 in his last 7.
Yeah, and all 5 were knockouts.
He got knocked out, and they were early. They were first rounders.
Yeah, and Uriah Hall, 12 of his 16 career wins have come by knockout.
Hot, yeah.
So I mean, I could see the longer it goes, it might favor Weidman.
I think Weidman will wrestle. He uses takedowns.
I think he has to.
He's not going to stand up. No. He's been knocked out way too many times.
Yeah, I don't know.
You breathe on him, he's going down.
This one's literally a pick'em fight. Both are minus 115.
I think Chris Weidman wins the fight, though.
All right, I'm rolling Hall. You and Hawes got Weidman.
All right.
You and Megatron. All right. Now we get the 3 title fights. The first one, Jessica Andrade plus 300 versus Valentina Shevchenko minus 400. This one's going to be, all 3 of these title fights should be legit.
I think with Shevchenko, walks through this fight.
I mean, she's a beast. She hasn't lost since Amanda Nunes in 2017. She's won 6 straight, including 4 title defenses. She hasn't even had a close fight. I haven't even seen her be challenged.
She's the second best woman on the planet.
She hasn't even been challenged. That's the only thing that's like weird.
She just can't get over the hill of Nunes. I don't think anybody ever will. Nunes is on a whole nother level.
Yeah,
she could beat up some dudes in the UFC. I'm pretty sure. So I mean, Shevchenko's the second best chick on the planet. I don't see Andrade really doing anything that can, I guess, sway her way in the fight.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's tough.
Shevchenko's too good. She's a precision striker too. Like when she throws, she lands. And Andrade likes to take punches to set up takedowns.
That and she hits hard too.
Yeah,
but yeah. Shevchenko's 20-3 overall. I mean, like she hasn't had even the last time she was really. I don't remember the Joanna fight. That went the full. She won a unanimous decision. Jessica she head kicked her to Mars.
Yeah.
In the second round. Liz Carmouche was the unanimous decision. Her last fight, Jennifer Maia, unanimous decision. I didn't watch that one, but I heard it was bad. Like Maia just got beat up the whole time.
Apart. She just picks them apart. She's so precise. If she's throwing, she's landing. And it's hard to hit her.
She beat Chukagian in the 3rd round in her last fight, and that's the same opponent. So Andrade beat Chukagian by that liver shot. Remember the liver shot?
Oh, dropped her.
That was not. So I don't know. I just feel like she hasn't been threatened really. And I don't know. I just have this gut feeling that Andrade is going to come out and land a good shot and hurt her, and then possibly get her down. And I don't know. We'll see. So I really think she's going to win. I'm taking Andrade.
Okay. Weili and Rose.
This was Weili was involved in our 2020 fight of the year. We remember we did the award show.
Oh my god,
100% fight of the year.
This fight is going to be the same.
You think?
Rose and Joanna are the same fighter. They stand there and they trade. Joanna got finished by Rose twice.
Yeah, she took the belt from her, and
there's no takedowns in those fights. Those are stand and slug it out.
And then Rose her fight with Andrade was the same way they slugged it out.
Yeah, you go back and watch the fight. Rose was slugging it out with Andrade and was handling her pretty good
the first time.
Yeah. And then Andrade got the takedown and knocked her out with the takedown.
Well, they fought after that again. And,
right.
And Rose beat her. They stood in trade, and they never got the...
Yeah.
So this one's a little closer in odds. This Weili's minus 190, Rose plus 155.
This could be fight of the year again right here. This fight's got fight of the year all over it. They're going to stand a trade.
Weili hasn't lost a fight since 2013. She's 20-1. In her last 5, she's alternated between decisions and finishes.
They're going to slug it out.
I think Weili gets a finish here.
Finishes Rose?
I think she finishes her.
Wow,
Rose likes to stand and trade.
Rose is tough.
I guess that's true. I mean, with all the shots Weili landed on Joanna, she didn't finish her.
Yeah, I don't know. Rose is tough.
Maybe
I don't see her getting finished. I could see 5 rounds, split decision, Weili Rose either way. I think it's going to be a great fight.
Yeah, Thug Rose is a fan favorite. her rivalry, Joanna, kind of put her on a map after she beat, because Joanna she still is.
Joanna was wrecking everybody,
and she's still really good. She hasn't fought. She fought Wei Li. That was last time.
She's up there with these two. She's as good as these two.
The weird thing. So what's the talk? Remember the story that came out, and they're like, doesn't know if she wants the spotlight and
Wei Li or Rose.
Rose
is. I think she has like an anxiety issue, and she doesn't want to be like this giant star. She just wants to show up and fight.
Well, that's what sucks. When you're the champion, you got
to do the promotions. You got to show the press conferences. But that's her personality type. I just don't think she's into it. But I think she's going to have to buy in, put on the fake smile, and have a great time if she wants to be the champ. I don't think Dana has a problem with Rose being the champ.
No,
she's an animal, dude.
Yeah, like I said,
every fight she fights is exciting. There's never boring ones.
Yeah, maybe I'll switch it up. I think Wei Li gets it done.
It's tough to see who wins a fight. I think it's a full-on slugfest, split decision win, one way or the other. I like Rose, so I'm taking Rose.
Okay. So we're opposite on all four. This is good.
That's a good one.
And I know we're going to be opposite.
Oh, we're opposite in the main event for sure.
All right, main event, Jorge Masvidal plus 325, Kamaru Usman minus 450. The whole story here, Masvidal full training camp, big fight for him. If he can get this done, he can basically wipe out the last fight. It won't
matter because it was on 6 days' notice.
Yeah, it will just go away. But if Usman gets it done,
then
Masvidal, no excuses. But
I don't think it hurts Masvidal either. He just lost to Kamaru Usman, who's if he beats Masvidal here, they're going to start talking as the greatest welterweight of all time. They're going to start talking about as like top 5 all time. So it's not a bad loss.
I already have him as a go. I think so. I'll get to the picks.
To go to the welterweight division?
Yeah.
Okay.
I still think he's a go to the welterweight already.
He hasn't caught GSP yet.
Yeah.
GSP was boring, but GSP.
I'm convinced. 18-1. Beat, like I said, Leon Edwards, Damian Maia, RDA, Woodley, Covington, Masvidal, Burns, and he's been tested. Like these fights, like the Colby fight. Colby's an animal, and that fight was phenomenal. Usman was tested. Burns,
people still hate on Colby like he's not good.
Not us.
That dude's I'm telling you right now, he's the second best guy in that division.
Yeah. So, but Masvidal, like I said, it can wipe out the last one. But he's a dangerous opponent. Striking, obviously,
Masvidal's got a lot.
Not questions.
He's got a lot going on here too. If he wins this fight, you got the Diaz.
We're gonna get to it.
This sets him up.
Yeah. Dude. Masvidal's 35-14, not including his street fights, not including.
He's probably 114.
Not including the Leon Edwards backstage.
That should count.
And then also he had all those decisions go against him. He had
the Damian Maia one was insane.
He has 5 or 6 decisions that were like split decision. There's a bunch.
Was it Wonderboy? Did he fight Wonderboy or no?
Yeah, I thought so.
Is that one of the decisions he lost?
I think so.
That was a bad one too.
I'm not sure.
I know the Damian Maia one was horrendous.
But yeah, he the whole story, he went out to the island or whatever.
Yeah.
And found himself. He's like, I'm not leaving it up to judges anymore. And he hasn't really, other than the Usman fight, right?
Right. The Usman fight on 6 days' notice.
Yeah. So this specific fight.
And in that fight, too, he said on the 6 day notice it was a really bad weight cut.
Which one? Oh, yeah.
With Masvidal. He said he had to lose like 21 pounds or whatever in 5 days. And he said it was hard on him.
Oh, I'm sure.
His team wanted to stop and tell him no.
So for this specific fight, I expect it to go pretty similar to the first one. I think Usman wins. However, I will be betting on Masvidal at plus 300 because there's too much value on that side. I think it's skewed.
I don't know.
I could see Masvidal winning.
And I could see Masvidal finishing him.
He's not going to win a decision.
No, I could see Masvidal finishing Usman. You go back and watch Usman's fights. Burns hurt him bad.
Right.
And I'll tell you right now, if you put Masvidal in that fight and he hurts him bad like that,
so
Burns didn't finish him. No. Masvidal's finishing that fight.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'll probably do that. I'll probably do Masvidal by finish because I don't think he'll get a decision.
Good. That'll probably give you plus 550 or 600. Probably,
yeah, I'll probably do that because I think if Masvidal wins, it's got to be early.
It's tough to win a decision against the champ.
And a champ that wrestles as good as that. So, I'll probably do that actually. But I wouldn't be shocked if Masvidal wins. I just think Usman's.
That's
wild
stuff.
So let's explore this whole thing. If Usman wins, it's got to be what?
What do you mean? What
who's the next guy?
Well, everybody. It's Nate Diaz. It's a winner of Diaz. It's a winner of Diaz Edwards.
No,
Colby.
It has to be Colby too. If Usman wins, that has to be the fight.
I'm okay with that.
That has to be.
I'm okay with that. But what everybody is talking online is
the Diaz
Edwards fight is the number one contender fight.
No way.
I will tell you right now, if Nate Diaz wins, and Usman wins,
Usman's wants that
Usman's
fight.
going to say, I'm fighting Nate Diaz. Because that...
The money fight.
And I don't think Colby wouldn't be a money fight, but it's Nate Diaz. That's the top 3 sell a guy who can sell top 3 no matter time, anytime. Nate Diaz would be the draw in this fight. People are tuning in and watching Nate Diaz win. Usman's not selling the pay-per-view. It would be Diaz. Now, I get Usman and Covington would sell pay-per-view numbers. That's a huge fight, but Diaz puts it over the top. So I think Usman would take Diaz. And I think Usman would take Diaz because of how tough that Colby fight was the first time.
Yeah, in a new challenge, add another name to the resume.
War.
But if he goes
he can always come back and get Colby. Colby will always take the fight.
Yeah, from Usman's standpoint, I guess that would make more sense because I feel like Nate would probably be an easier fight than Covington.
Than Colby, yeah.
From a UFC standpoint, though, I gotta have that Usman Colby rematch.
You can get it any time.
Yeah, but you can have Diaz. Seems like he's not aging.
It's tough to get Diaz to sign, though.
That's true.
If you're gonna get this is the best thing. The best case scenario is Masvidal wins, and then Diaz wins, and we get Masvidal Diaz rematch.
For the
first one stopped early.
Yeah.
I get the cuts bad, but it stopped early. Nate Diaz was just getting going. I don't think he would have won the fight. I think Masvidal was all over him. But you get Masvidal, the 170 champ, the BMF champ, putting 2 belts up at one time to fight Nate Diaz.
Well, you also mentioned so if Usman wins, you got Colby and Diaz. If Masvidal wins, you got Diaz. Mm-hmm. But you also have Colby there.
And got Leon.
And Leon. And Conor McGregor.
Yes.
So
it's a wild division here. And Conor's not even in the division.
No, if I had to rank those matchups, if Usman wins, or if Masvidal beats Usman, I would say McGregor's got to be his
first pick's McGregor every time because of the money.
I would be like McGregor. Let's go.
It's 100% Masvidal's pick because of the money.
Number 2,
he's taking the money.
The second
Diaz
one I'd want to see.
The money.
The second one I'd want to see is again Colby versus Masvidal, but I don't know how. I'd rather.
There's a lot of animosity between those two, too. They used to be best friends, living on the couches. And
I just don't know if it'll... I wish they would just tell them who they're fighting. Be like, all right.
Make it like boxing, mandatory title challengers.
Here's your
You got to pay your way out.
And Chael Sonnen was talking about this in his show the other day. Like, say Masvidal wins.
Okay.
Dana White
mandatory title defense against the number 1 contender?
Yeah, they decide who you're fighting, and then if you don't want to sign it, then
you give the
belt up, and then they put the next 2 guys. So it'll be like, hey, George... August 20th, you're defending the belt against Colby.
If you don't want to.
If you don't want to, then we're going to do Colby versus Usman.
Or he has to buy Colby out, like in boxing. That's what you do.
Yeah.
If you're the champ and there's a mandatory title challenger, you can pay him to walk and take another fight. Like Masvidal could pay Colby, hey, here's $100K. I'm not fighting you. I'm going to go fight Conor and make $5 million.
Yeah, so if Masvidal wins, there's all those. Also, if Masvidal loses, there's still Masvidal McGregor's a possibility. Say McGregor
he still gets Masvidal. He
goes to loses to Poirier.
Say Diaz loses to Edwards. Yeah. Masvidal could go get that rematch. That's the top 3 pay-per-view sell of all time instant.
Because if McGregor loses to Poirier, it's going to be a problem for McGregor.
He still would be a huge draw.
But
it'll never go.
It has to be. It wouldn't be. He's not in the title contention.
No,
anymore.
He wouldn't be fighting. But
he would have to go fight. But this is Masvidal.
Saying he's not in the title contention, ranking wise, no. Draw wise, always going to get a title shot. This is like when we go way back in our podcast days here. Where we talk about
Jose Aldo.
Yeah, he was 15th in division. I told you he'll get that title shot over everybody else.
I don't think it was
Jose
15th.
Aldo. He was or 14th or something
because he switched divisions, so he was kind of low yellow.
But I've told you he's going to get that title shot no matter what. It's Jose Aldo.
Yeah.
So Conor is always going to be he's always going to be that guy because people will sign to fight him. They'll put their belt up to fight Conor because it's a payday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Conor could lose 4 in a row, and Jorge'd pick him over Colby and Leon Edwards.
And so the hardest question is, what happens to Usman if he loses?
The problem is, so this
they're not going to do the rematch.
So now we go back to this rubber match. So they'll be 1-1.
Yeah,
and he's going to win his rematch, his trilogy.
Yeah, because he deserves it. He's been
I mean, does he? Why doesn't Stipe deserve his? Come on, man! It goes one way or the other.
Put him in there.
Stipe takes that fight.
Send Stipe a contract tomorrow. He doesn't. He's like, I'll wait. He has a kid due.
Okay, but I'm saying if he doesn't have a kid due, he's fighting.
Yeah, but he does. No, but he has a kid. He took some damage. He probably wants to reevaluate. I'm sure they had this discussion already.
He's not turning it down.
I promise
$1 million payday? I'm not turning it down.
I promise you he would.
I don't know.
Just
offer it. You got to offer it. Give him a chance.
Maybe
if you're
they
going to offer
maybe they
Usman,
did though. Maybe Dana already talked to
I
Stipe.
don't
That's what I think happened.
I think Dana wants Stipe to retire. I think he wants him to walk.
Well, yeah, probably, but I think they might have talked about. I think they talked about it. I'm not. Obviously, this is all speculation. I think they talked about it after the fight.
Stipe's like, probably like, I got a kid coming. I got time.
He's the type of dude that's like, I want to be a dad and let me get my bearings. But they want the division. They don't want to put the division on hold.
He won't. Stipe won't hold up the division. He won't do it.
Yeah,
he'll just go. He'll say, "You guys fight," and he'll come fight whoever.
That's my theory. So maybe we can get Stipe on here.
That'd be amazing. That was the greatest heavyweight of all time.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I think happened. I think they probably. He has his kid coming up, and he probably was like,
he probably take some time off.
Yeah.
I bet he's got a 6-month suspension too.
And on top of that, so Ngannou's ready. He's probably ready to roll right now. I know he wanted some time off because they offered him Lewis.
See, this is my thing.
Lewis down.
These guys shouldn't do this though. If you win, if you've never been a champion, you get a title shot, and you become champion, you should never be defending 8 weeks later. You should wait at least 6 months and take the benefits that come with being the champion.
That's fair.
The endorsements, the money, everything that comes with it. Don't run out and give your title back. Don't do that. Take the money, take the 6-month layoff, look the division, let everybody fight it out, and figure out who the best fight, money-wise, and title challenger for you is, and go fight them. Yep. It happens in boxing all the time. Andy Ruiz beats Anthony Joshua, becomes the first Mexican heavyweight title holder of all time, heavyweight champion of the world, and he just instantly comes back and fights again. Yeah. If he waited a year, take that $10 million in endorsement money he would have racked up.
Yeah.
But didn't work that way. He gives the title back, and now nobody's seen him since.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. It'll be interesting this weekend. This is gonna be exciting.
If I'm in Ngannou, I probably wait 6 months, and I tell him I want John Jones.
Well, he's probably they fought. What'd they fight? In March, right?
A month ago.
Yeah, in March. So they're not gonna fight. They'll probably fight in like August. I'm guessing because you got the McGregor card in July.
I would say if I'm in Ngannou, I would try and fight.
August would be 5 months.
I would try and go into
September?
August, beginning of September, and then I want the New Year's Eve card. That's where I'd go.
I mean, that would be if they end up booking Ngannou and Jones.
It's going to have to be. It's going to have to be New Year's Eve. So if Ngannou is going to take a fight in between there, it's going to have to be in August, September. But I don't take it.
I would wait. If it Jones is in the work, if they
it's
finally
Jones,
figure it out, New Year's
Eve, I wait.
That'd be a huge fight.
I'm in. I'm waiting. I get all year long
Yeah.
of being the champion and everything that comes with it.
But if it ends up being like, I know he turned down Lewis, but if it ends up being like Lewis next, fight him in August.
And then fight John Jones
on New Year's Eve. Yeah.
Time it out right. So you make the most money. But another thing that comes with champions is like Francis is champ now.
Yeah.
So he's guaranteed pay-per-view points. So they want to go get their money. So now he's not just getting his purse. Now he's getting a cut. So it benefits him to go fight, but don't just turn around and give your belt back because you lose it all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go fight Derek Lewis. And
Derek Lewis is dangerous.
Absolutely
been on
dangerous.
Fire lately. Ever since he said he started taking it serious. 4 knockouts in a row. Stopped Curtis Blades. That was my favorite knockout of the year, I think, so far.
Oh, my Lord, the uppercut.
Ooh-wee.
Threw it from his foot.
Obviously, this past weekend, Robert Whittaker took care of business against Gaston.
God, man, that guy, dude, I don't get it. He's great. The only guy I think that can really beat him is Izzy. That's it.
In that division, yeah.
Dude, he could move around and he's that good.
I saw a tweet today talking about he could drop down and take on Usman. And I'm like,
absolutely.
I kind of want to see some stuff
Usman's
like that.
bigger than him.
Yeah, I kind of want to see some new people. I know that division's stacked, though. The middleweight division. The
problem is the 170 division is like 6 guys deep that are all trying to fight for a title.
They're all
like winning 8 in a row.
Yeah, you got Gilbert Burns is an animal.
Yeah, but I mean, he's like 3. He's beat 4 through 10.
Yeah,
already. The only loss is Usman.
So it's tough.
Then you got like Wonder Boy, who's beat everybody, but
he's fight. Those 2 are fighting in July.
Burns, Wonder Boy's going on.
It's on the McGregor card.
Oh, let's go! That's a huge fight.
That one's on there, and then
the winner of that fight. See, the thing is, the winner of that fight's knocking on the door for a title shot.
Did you hear the other rumor?
Which one?
On that card?
No,
Gaethje.
Oh, he's trying to jump on the card now.
Him and
this is the thing. McGregor card or McGregor card.
RDA. And
everybody
Gaethje
wants on
is the
pay-per-view numbers.
RDA came out and said he got
RDA. Gaethje shouldn't be fighting RDA.
I mean, I think Gaethje is itching to fight.
He loves to fight.
He has nobody to fight. He's like, what
Kevin
the hell's
Holland,
going on
I'll
right
fight
now?
every other weekend.
If that, Yeah.
Kevin Holland's probably trying to get on this card too.
Oh,
he will take a wrestler to get on this card too. He'd fight a wrestler to get on this card.
He's trying to get on every card. So yeah, but if that Burns and Thompson's already booked, and then the RDA tweeted that he got offered a top 5 opponent waiting on the outcome. So it has to be him because there's only Chandler,
Gaethje, or Chandler.
Chandler's already
Chandler's booked though.
Yeah, so it can't be Chandler, can't be McGregor,
Can't be Conor.
Can't be who's McGregor fighting?
Poirier.
It can't be Poirier.
Nate Diaz in the top 5.
No, it has to be Gaethje.
That's the only other fight.
Yeah,
he just basically gave it away because there's the only other
so
guy.
I was like, just put the pieces together. So if that's on that card,
Dude, we're going to that fight too.
I know.
We got to get Phillip Hawes to go out to the fight with
Sean
us.
O'Malley's trying to get on the card.
Of course, he would have to be the co-main.
He's trying to get Cruz to fight.
him on the co-main.
July 10th. Everybody's trying to get on that card.
Oh, that'd be stacked because it's Conor. So everybody wants to fight on the pay-per-view numbers.
But back to Whitaker though, man.
God, he's so
he
good.
Can't. The only fight that makes sense.
Is he?
So
Whitaker's too nice though. Whitaker's too nice though. He just does whatever the company wants him to do. And then he's kind of, when he doesn't want to fight, he takes a step back and says, I'm not fighting. And then he comes back and he signs a contract and he whoops somebody's ass. You know what I mean? Dude, he's beat everybody, bro.
Yeah.
He whooped Romero twice. He beat Gastelum, twice now? He beat Gastelum?
I'm not sure if they fought twice, but yeah, I've only seen him lose to.
Is he?
He beat Till.
Beat Bisping?
Yeah, the fool's an animal. But the only other fight that would make kind of sense is Whitaker and Vettori, and the winner gets Izzy. Because Vittori's on a tear.
Vettori, Izzy, he wants that rematch so bad.
But they both want the rematch. Yeah. So if I'm Izzy, and I think Chael said this too, was let those two fight, and the winner, then I'll give the winner the title shot. But then that means you got to wait another 6 months.
6-8 months. And I don't think Izzy likes to fight.
Yeah, so I don't know who.
He likes the paydays. He's a draw now.
Yeah.
He's going to make his money. He was going to want to fight 3 to 4 times a year, basically every 12 weeks.
Yeah, and then you got, what else do you have? The Volkanovski fight should be coming up soon again because it got canceled. But you got Cannonier and Brunson sitting at 4-5.
Cannonier just beat Holland.
Hermansson's fighting Shabazian. But yeah, Vittori's 3 now, so 1 versus 3.
Mearshart? Oh, he's over here. Mearshart fought last night, right?
Yeah. But yeah.
There's some. The 170-pound division is just wild.
170.
Imagine Whitaker going down to 170. They're
all pretty good except light heavyweight.
Light heavyweight's been trashed for 5 years. John Jones has wiped the entire division out.
I do like that Dominic Reyes and Yuri Prochazka is coming up. I like Prochazka.
He's good. But okay, so say Robert Whitaker went down to 170.
Yeah.
Where does he rank in the top 5? How do you rank him?
Yeah, you can't. I don't even know.
To me, he's got to be 2, right?
2 or 3. Right now, it's 1 Colby, which I don't think you can jump him, and then 2 is Burns. So I would put him right there with Burns, ahead of Leon. Leon's 3. I don't even know how it's possible.
I hope Whitaker gets
at 4. I'd probably put Whitaker right ahead of Masvidal, which is tough to say, but because we all love Masvidal, but at the same time, like Whitaker's body of work speaks for itself.
He's one of the top ever. But so I hope Whitaker gets an Izzy rematch and he wins that fight. Say who wins that fight, right? If you're Whitaker, my next fight is Usman. I want a 2-division title.
Yeah, if the timing, yeah.
It'd be insane.
Yeah. I think that's it. Let me see if there's any news on what else is going on in MMA.
What's going on in baseball, man?
Baseball, it's the regular season, man. Dodgers are going to win 130 games.
Dude, they might win 125. I swear. Dude, so
I said 120, but...
Dude, I made a bet with a couple guys in a group I'm in.
Yeah.
And I took over under 116 because I seriously think they're going to have 420-game winners at pitching staff. And these guys were like, oh, the over-under is, I think it was 104 or 101 or something in Vegas.
Oh, I think it's higher than that.
Now?
I think it was like 106.
Was it 106?
Something like that.
I said 116. They were like, you're crazy. They're now, what are they, 12 or 13-2?
12-2 or 13-2.
And I got on there yesterday, and I was like, damn, man, over 116 was the easiest bet I made all year.
And Bellinger's been out.
Mookie Betts has only played half the games. Bellinger's played less than half.
You see
Zach McKinstry?
Yeah.
That kid?
Yeah, he's good.
He could play any position, and he's going to bat 400, it looks like.
Yeah.
Kershaw's on a tear. His opening day start was bad, and since he's been lights out.
Yeah, he's 3-1, 2.8 ERA.
Trevor Bauer's been lights out.
He's pitching today. Well, we're recording Sunday.
Is he pitching today?
Yeah, it's him versus Snell today.
I didn't think Bauer pitched today. I thought it was somebody
Yeah,
else.
it's Bauer Snell, but
Snell's last start, he was pissed. He been 2/3 of an inning, and they yanked him.
I don't know, but we'll get to baseball. That's it for today's episode. Next week, we got the NFL mock draft we're doing, so tune into that. It'll come out Wednesday. The draft is Thursday, so if you want to listen to that, make sure you subscribe and get notifications when we upload the episode, because it'll be out, like I said, out Wednesday morning, and then the next day is the draft. So we'll see. That'll be fun to see with all the hoopla around Mac Jones, Justin Fields, and all that.
Dude, where do these guys go?
I don't know. You do your research.
Who's your ranked?
Who do I want?
Who do you have? Where do you have Justin Fields ranked number wise?
3.
That's where I'm at too. Why do all these other guys got him falling to like the 5th best?
I don't know.
How did Trey Lance get in front of Justin Fields?
I don't know. I think they're going to take him, but we'll see.
I hope the Niners take Justin
I'll
Fields.
freak out if they take Mac Jones. I mean, I think the system they're in, like, I think the
Niners
system will be all right, because they got Ayuk and Kittle, and if they want to if they're going to commit to Garoppolo, why not take Pitts? Then you have Pitts and Kittle.
They traded up is the problem. You can't trade up and take Pitts at 3.
You can if you're
can't.
bold.
I mean, if you really
they trust Garoppolo,
if you think somebody at like 5 or 6 is going to take him,
5 or 6, he was gone. Atlanta, you got Atlanta in there.
Right. So I mean, if you're the Niners and you're so sold on Kyle Pitts, then you do have to move up.
No, if you're sold on Garoppolo, that's the only way.
If you're going to move up and you're like, we got to get Pitts and put him on with Kittle, and you think somebody at 5 or 6 is 100% taking Pitts,
yeah,
he's not getting past there.
He wouldn't have got past yet.
So then you got to move up.
Yeah, so
I think the Niners would be
nuts.
I don't think they take a quarterback, bro. I think you're taking the Oregon tackle.
Their line's already good though.
I mean, he's this guy's a generational talent.
That Rashawn Slater dude has jumped him.
Oh man, stop! I think the Oregon tackle as well is going to be a generational tackle.
No, I think he's
good, he's going to be huge.
That's what I don't get with the whole Niners move up though, because they say they're going to keep Garoppolo around.
If you're going to move up like that, do you have somebody in mind? They know who they're taking.
Yeah.
And they're not going to pro days after that to evaluate quarterbacks to see which one they want.
Yeah.
If they're moving up to 3, they knew who they're taking. And they moved up to 3 because 4, 5, or 6 was going to take them.
Yeah. They'll probably go Fields, but it would be
I like Kyle Pitts.
That'd be sick if they went that route. The only thing is if Garoppolo was healthy, I would just say take Pitts at 4 or 3. It'd be insane.
You'd have to take him at 3 because you can't get back to 6 or 7.
They'd have Kittle
and Pitts.
And then
go look at the NFL now. If you have 2 tight ends that can run routes, and you have one like Kittle that can block too, you're set.
It'd be amazing.
The Patriots have been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah. But anyway, that's it. Well, tune back in. We probably got some crazy draft picks. We're going to do the first round only and go from there. So, like I said, next week, tune in Wednesday.
Are we all going to do our own team?
Yeah, I'll try to organize it. We'll do every 3 picks or something. But
yeah.
Anyway, all right, that's it. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.